Hey YouTube, I am back. So this channel is kind of crazy, got a lot of different things going my way, but honestly I want to kind of transform how I do this YouTube channel. My name is obviously Stephen Penna. I am a Bible believing Christian, and I try to live according to God's word. I'm not perfect by any means, but I try to live according to it, and sometimes that looks crazy and sometimes that looks awesome, not because of anything that I can do, but because of him and his word. And one of the things that I read this morning, it was Proverbs 23, and as I was reading it, something just jumped out to me. So as I was reading this, I like to read out loud so that I can hear what the words say. And I know it's one thing to read God's word, like just silently, but for me it helps me to say it out loud so that it's almost verbal. It helps me learn. I don't know, I'm weird, I guess. But one of the things, as I was reading, it just hit me like a ton of bricks, just like someone threw something in my face, and I was like, so in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 6, or verse 26, it says, "My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes observe my ways." And so as I read this, God was just like, give me your heart. And I've already given God my life, but honestly, recently I've been distracted by life. I've been distracted by a lot of things within life that I forgot that Jesus is the purpose for life. And one of the things that stuck with me is, Lord, without you, I'm nothing. And honestly, with you, I'm nothing. But in that reality, you realize that He is everything. And once you come to that realization, that without Him, I'm nothing, and with Him, I'm nothing, then you realize that He is everything. And if He is everything, then nothing else matters. And so I just want to challenge you, if you don't know Jesus personally, if maybe you know about Him, but you don't know Him personally, I challenge you, go to your local church and ask about. Message me on YouTube, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. But something that I've struggled with in the past is getting in God's Word. But what I've found to be true is that once you dive in head first, with everything pushed aside, and you have set time to be with Jesus, to be in the presence of God, and you say, God, I'm going to meet with you right now, right here, and I won't let anything distract you. Your phone in the other room, work pushed aside, so you can have that specific time for God, and watch Him speak to you like you have never heard before. All right. So James chapter 1, it talks about, in verse 19, "So then, my beloved," and this is James speaking, the half-brother of Jesus, the son of Mary and Joseph. It says, "So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. For the wrath of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Therefore lay aside all filthiness and overflow of wickedness, and receive the meekness, the implanted word, which is able to save your souls." And so as I was reading this, I was like, how often do I just jump to conclusions, and how often do I become angry without hearing the full story, or become angry and throw away my witness just because I don't listen? When God tells us to be swift to hear, we act without trying to hear His voice. And it says slow to speak And how often do we come to him mumbling and rumbling and saying, God, listen to this and listen to that. How come you're not changing this in my life? And how come this is happening within my life? And all these things. And he's just saying, be slow to wrath. Don't get angry. And how often do we come to God angry saying, why are you allowing this to happen? So I challenge you, when you read God's word, take into consideration how good he is, how awesome he is, how just, how perfect he is. And don't let the situations in your life depict how you view God. Let your view of God change your attitude towards those things within your life that you struggle with. So I appreciate you guys listening to me, and y'all have a great week. God bless.